Good afternoon. We're here at Emerald Lakes and we're looking at starting procedures. Very important to start well, and it's probably the most important part of the race plan. And we're going to break this down into three elements. It's number one is reading the line and the wind before the game. Number two, timing and positioning in the final minute. And number three, holding your lane and capitalising your position after the start. We'll be concentrating today just looking at number 446, who has a very good start on port from the windward end and basically maintains that position from winning that start to winning the race. But what we want to do is highlight the strategies and the tactics for working out how to start well. Initially, within the first 2 minutes of starting, what you will be doing with your boat is gathering data that will shape your whole first beat. Importantly, you've got to check your line bias. By sitting on the middle of the line and positioning your boat and putting it directly into head to wind, you can work out which is the weather end and which is the favoured end. The other method is to sail along the line and look at your, when you ease your mainsail off, look at its relative position to the start line. Generally, the PRO will set the line with a 5% bias to the port hand mark. Most importantly though, you need to understand your plan for the first windward leg. So if there is a bias to one side of the course and you want to get to that side of the course as quickly as possible, you'll aim to be on the nearest side to that course. So if you want to basically start and work over towards a knock, try and get as close to that knocking position as possible. And first boat who gets to the knock usually wins the race. So you really need to read the wind patterns before the start, and by analysing the consistent wind patterns, you'll be able to work out your strategy for your first leg. Incredibly important to also understand the other boats within the fleet, and in particular to understand which are the aggressive skippers, which are the passive starters, and understand whether the herd is going to commit to some bias on the line and create some issues in relation to starting. It's sometimes better to avoid the mass commitment to a biased end to ensure you have a clean start and you've got your own clean breeze line moving forward. Now we come to the first minute, the 60-second countdown. So you've picked your slot and you understand the strategy working upwind, and it's T minus 60. You pick your slot and commit to that starting area which you've chosen. When I'm sailing, I'm always planning on 20 seconds and 10 seconds, understanding exactly where my boat's going to be positioned. And what I do is I line up something in the distance to determine where my boat's going to be sitting relative to that tree or building or whatever it is in the background, and understanding where my boat's going to be at 20 seconds, at 10 seconds, and at 5 seconds. So important to commit really to those positions as part of the initial strategy. Now at the 10-second countdown position, you need to be in that position, line up. In 5 seconds, you need to be on the line and ready to accelerate. You need to be sitting on that line with your sails flapping and ready to accelerate. At 2 seconds, you need to have some leeward space below your boat so you can bear away, pull your sails on, accelerate and hit the line at full speed. So just ensure that when you have a position established, that you can work towards bearing away and you have enough room to accelerate, with 2 seconds to go. Once you've had your good start and you're working your way up, it's really important to understand where you're going to sail your first course, where you're going to run. So importantly, after you've started, you've got to maintain your boat speed and bear away slightly and keep your drive. Don't pinch. Fast boats generate their own apparent wind at the start and will help you break clear of the bunch. The next thing you need to do is make sure that you sail your plan. Even if you have to go behind a couple of boats, make sure you've worked out a plan and you know where you're going to sail. Obviously that'll be determined by the shifts and the lifts which you get for that individual race, but make sure you have a plan, and your first tactical decision is the key one to whether you get round that top mark first or not. Risk strategy is really important. It's in big fleet sailing, in really advanced competition. You really need to sit on the starboard low line and come in on the starboard low line. And once you are ahead of the fleet, stay between the fleet and the mark and control the fleet behind you. And, importantly, there's a real starting psychology. You have to have a calm mind when you're starting. Focus strategy, anticipate, and don't react. There's a lot of adrenaline running around at the starts, which can tend to create real issues and problems. And just remember that your key to winning is having a fast boat and a clear lane with minimal boats to windward of you when you start. What we've seen in this video here is 446 continues to stay ahead of the fleet and maintains that winning position from the start. And from the start, she wins the start and continues to maintain her position between the fleet and the next mark. And she comes up to win this race. And so well done, 446. And that was as a result of having an extremely good start, only really doing 2 tacks, coming across on port tack at the start, working to the starboard low line, tacking once only on that first windward leg, and coming up to the finish. Congratulations to Ralph in 446 and all the competitors for having a lot of fun out there today. That's it from me. Look forward to seeing you on the water. Bye for now.